and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today I have a new indie makeup brand to show you. I feel like there hasn't been really much talk about this brand on YouTube per se. Definitely seen it a bit more on Instagram, and that is ByMelolops, and they have released an eyeshadow palette, some pigments, some water activated liners, etc. They're a brand based out of Puerto Rico, and you might have heard of them because they did do a collaboration brush set as well as some water activated liners with the amazing creator known as Cut Creaser. And I do have that brush set. It's really, really good. And this is the Millonaria collection. As you can see, it's money themed. It came with this really cool, like, plasticky $2 bill, and it's super fun. I love that they included that. It does say like thank you on there, thank you for your purchase. The other thing in this collection are some lashes. So I did buy only one pair. I have them on right now, and then I did buy one of the loose pigments. I'm not a huge loose pigment person, but I saw their swatches and they look so shiny, so I got the shade Icy. And again, everything is totally themed after like gold and millions of dollars. I'm not like the biggest fan of the eyeshadow palette packaging. I think it just feels just not as almost high-end as the lashes, and the loose pigment as well as the box of the palette is actually really cool. So I kind of wish it was a little bit more like that, because this feels just like really busy and a little bit like stockish. But I love the inside color story. I actually can't bend it backwards. I think I could force it, but I think I would totally break it, so I don't want to do that. But this color story is really beautiful. I love the mixture of the greens, the reds, the blues. I mean, you have just about anything in here. I love the matte to shimmer ratio as well. The mattes feel really nice and buttery, and the shimmers, it looks like there's different kinds of textures. There's some really sparkly types of a little bit on the chunkier side types of metallics in here, and then some more smoother as well as some even more satin shades. So I'll be creating 3 looks with this palette, and then at the end of the video, as always, I will give you some of my thoughts. Priming my lid with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. Going in with moves right into the crease. And I'm kind of keeping it really low in my crease because I'm going to go in with a yellow above. And wow, that was so pigmented and also blended so easily. Well, so far, do you see that? What? That was so easy. I almost don't want to go in with a yellow now. Picked up some flecks, and I'm just going to feather it into the edge of the red. Should have probably technically done that originally and then went in with the red, but here we are. Going back in with moves and just bringing back some of that pigment right in the crease. And then on the outer corner, going in with rich. Whoa, that was pigmented. Did you see the amount of pigment that just went down? Wow. And that is blending so easily. I'm like so blown away right now. This is so wild. Like, not that I wasn't expecting, but you know, there's just like certain formulas that just like blend themselves, and this is definitely one of those. I'm gonna do a half cut crease. I'm going in with the NYX glitter primer. I know these shimmers from swatching feel like they don't really need one, but I don't want to have to map this out otherwise, so I figured it'd be easiest to do it this way. So I'm just going above my natural crease. Going in with Icy on the lid. Oh yeah. Well, that is so beautiful. And then with Caro, I believe that's what it is. It's a little hard to read the font, to be honest. And just taking that above. That really packed a punch. And I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of Icy in here. I just want only a little bit of the lighter beige shade right there. I've been literally filming for 4 minutes and I have this much done. What is happening? Put on the Topaz lashes from this collection by ByMelolops. In the waterline, I have Royal from Juvia's Place. Here's the first finished look. Priming my lid with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. Dipping into Money. I'm gonna put that right into my crease. I'm gonna do a halo eye on this eye. And again, that is blending so nicely. Clearly this primer and this formula are a match made in heaven. I'm going in with just a little bit more because you know I like full opacity, full brightness, full everything. Going in with Hustle, which is just like a slightly lighter shade than the rich shade I used in the other look. And I'm just gonna put that on my inner and outer lid and then start blending it up slowly into the crease and as well as my outer corner. I really don't want to wing this out too much, but I understand that that's really hard for me to do. So I'm actually taking Bread, which is just like a really light beige shade, and I'm just gonna help to feather that out without like winging it out here. Taking the NYX glitter primer again, and I'm gonna put it right in the center of my lid. I'm going to take the $sign shade and put it on the outer portion of where I put the glue down. And then the other one and then onto the other edge. Really want to blend it into that green. Right in the center of my lid, going in with Oro, which is a gorgeous greenish gold. Gonna really make it pop in here. Make sure it's blending into that green. Oh, that looks so pretty, especially layered over the money shade. I'm gonna go back in with the Money shade just out here. Again, making sure it's totally smoothed out. I don't want any harsh edges there. Going back in with Hustle, just a little bit on the inner and outer corner. Finishing off the look with Rich under my lower lash line. And I'm not going to take it all the way. I'm just gonna really connect my lower lash line with the outer corner, but that's gonna be all of it. I'm gonna bring Caro as my inner corner highlight. Finishing off this look with Hustle to connect my outer and lower lash line. I'm also going to put it on my inner lower corner. I'm taking Oro and I'm putting it right in the center, just reflecting what I did in my lid basically. Put on the Topaz lashes from ByMelolops, and in the waterline I have extra frosting from ColourPop. Here's the second finished look. Priming again with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow primer. Going in with Rich, and I'm going to create an eyeshadow wing, and I'm only going to take it about halfway into my lid. And please ignore my under eye area. I used the Ordinary concealer under my eyes, and it is just not working out for me. I feel like I've tried it a bunch of times, and just every time it seems to do like a weird textural thing. I think I might be giving up on it. I was hoping to have a nice cheap option for a great concealer, but clearly that's not happening. So I'm just creating a wing. And then right under my lower lash line, going in with Moves. I keep wanting to read Moobs or Mobes because the font, like I think I already said this, is really hard to read. And then Flex right underneath here. Next, also taking Flex right into my corner. I just really want this yellow to have its moment. It's a really good yellow. As you can see, I mean, second layer, wow. Just so good. I'm gonna do a half cut crease thing with my Fair & Pixie epoxy. I really like the doe foot on this because it's just so easy to use to do this. And I'm just gonna put it wherever I plan on putting the shimmer. Picked up Coins, and I'm gonna put that on the lower part of my lid. And I'm gonna blend it into the brown wing. Next, I'm taking Oro, and I'm using it to do the main sharp line for the half cut crease situation, and blending it downwards into Coins. Okay, going back in with Rich a little bit, I do just want to bring back the dark brown out here. And I'm taking Flex and I'm just really blending it out here as well. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the Pigment, even though it's not really an inner corner highlight type of shade. I'm taking my Fernet Pixie Epoxy just to help stick it down since it is a loose pigment. Ready to pick some up on this Rephr 26 brush and just putting it down in there. It's definitely a little messy. And I kind of want it to be like really really major because I didn't want to use this shade on the lid again since I used a very similar shade in the palette. Here's the finished look. I'm using the Topaz lashes again. In the waterline, I have Big Splash from ColourPop. And I did end up fixing my under eye concealer because it was just bothering me too much. So here's the third and finished look. So first I'm going to talk about the lashes. I really like the style. They're a little bit long for my liking and they're pretty stiff, so they're not like my favorite types of lashes because of those two facts, but I do like to have some a little bit like longer, more glam lashes just for those times when I feel like going all in. As for the pigment, it is so beautiful. It's so shiny. I'm really happy with it. It's exactly my kind of shimmer. It's super shiny, very metallic. It's pretty smooth, but I think you can definitely go in with a little bit too much of a heavy hand and it could be a little bit thicker on the lid, so just be careful with that. The only other thing about it is I wish that I got like a different shade because it is extremely similar to the shade Icy. However, I did not realize until just now that this is literally the same shade as Icy in here. This reminds me of like the Antidote palette by Be Perfect in the collaboration with Stacey Marie MUA, where those liquid eyeshadows were the same exact colors as the ones in the palette. So I didn't realize that. Had I realized that, maybe I should have read a bit more, but these are literally exactly the same. I almost feel like I kind of prefer the loose pigment. I just feel like it's just a little bit more shiny and sparkly when I was putting it on. So let's talk about this palette because the mattes are so good. They're so beautiful. They've got a nice density to them. They're not thin. They pack on, they layer on, they blend themselves. I mean, this formula is so good. I don't know if this is their first palette, but if it is, then like, wow, they know what they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna hold it this way. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more comfortable. I really enjoy the shimmers in here. Oro is just such a beautiful like greenish gold. It's super shiny. So Coins, Cash, Dollar Sign, as well as Zafiro, I think that's enough. They're a little bit more just like regular metallic, so really nice and smooth and lots of pigment. However, they're not like super shiny and sparkly compared to Oro and Icy, for example. And even Taro, like it's definitely got a little bit more of that shine in it. And Zafiro is a really beautiful, it's almost like a bluish purple duochrome kind of effect, but it is almost like a slightly more like satin. I think this is a great array of mattes. You can really just do so many looks. It's definitely a more like fall themed palette. I really enjoy it. Is this like the most unique color story? Probably not. I'm sure I could find somewhere something similar, but I felt really inspired by it and I love the way that they did the photography and everything on Instagram was just absolutely stunning. So I really wanted to try more from Melolops than just the liners. And I'm really happy that I did because I had such an amazing time. Especially the mattes. The mattes are so good. I am definitely on the watch out for their next release because so far they have pretty much blown me away. So let me know in the comments below if you've heard ByMelolops, if you've tried anything from them, did you buy this collection, anything from this collection. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content up already on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you next time.